Don't give up on yourself. Sometimes isolation is what we actually need. Because when we're being isolated, God is about to promote us. God is about to bless us. God has given us an opportunity for growth. Isolation is good because sometimes He has to take us away from things and people that don't mean us any good. Isolation is good because that is your time where you are consecrating yourself with God. That is your time where God is actually speaking to you. God is actually downloading in you. God is actually giving you direction. God is actually, He has your undivided attention. Isolation is good. We have to remember that once God has actually pulled us away from people and things that He did not want us to be with, once we have our freedom, we cannot go back to what God has delivered us from. We need to actually move forward. That isolation, it was for a reason. That isolation time was for the period that God needed to speak with you. See, isolation is good. We have to look at it in a positive way and not in a negative way. Because see, God has to be your everything. God has to be your life. God has to be your everything. God is able to do everything. God has to be your number one priority. He cannot be a second decision, but God has to be everything. God has to be your provider. God has to be your protector. God has to be your deliverer. God has to be your healer. God has to be your everything. So let's look at isolation in a positive way and not in a negative way. Because isolation is good for the soul. It's good for you mentally. It's good for you spiritually. It's good for you physically. Isolation is a time for you to grow, because when God is ready to elevate you, when God is able to bless you, when God is able to promote you, everybody cannot go where God is taking you. So He has you at a time, He has you at a period where He's breaking off people that don't need to be around you. He's breaking you away from people that's not able to go with you to the next level. God knows the beginning, the middle, and the end. He knows where He's going to take you, and He knows how He's going to get you there, and He knows the people that actually need to be with you as He actually promotes you. So let's look at isolation in a positive way and not in a negative way. God bless.